So we've been talking for the past few weeks about setting intentions and setting them big, forcing ourselves to do more than what we think is humanly possible, because we're not relying on our human abilities. We're relying on the divine intervention to step in and guide us and lead us and provide. And when we do that, when we truly allow that to happen, great things can happen. So I kind of threw you into the deep end like we talked about last week and just said, just do it, and didn't talk about ways to do that. So last week we talked about the empowering prayer, which was taking the affirmative prayer, primarily that one that I love so much from CSL, Change Me prayers from Tasha Silver, and the Pray Rain taught by Greg Braden. And we took my favorite elements out of all of those, put them together for what I'm calling empowering prayer. You can call it anything you want. You can tweak it and twist it, and I don't own it. And you can own it. You can do with it what works for you, what serves and resonates with you. But by doing that, what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to actually see, hear, feel that intention and apply your abilities to divine abilities and pull it together so that you can actually empower your journey to the resolution or the realization of your intentions. Today is just a little, it's an expansion of that, in that we're going to talk about visioning our intentions. Now, the first thing I have to ask is, did you, and you don't have to raise your hand and embarrass yourself or anything like that, maybe you did it, maybe you didn't, but did you set intentions for yourself this year? And the question that you have to ask, there's a question, no matter what your answer is, there's a question, follow-up, as always. If your answer was no, why not? And I hate to use the word why, because that puts people on the defensive, and it's not meant to put you on the defensive. It's just, what are your reasons for not doing it? And maybe your reasons are absolutely perfect for you. No judgment. I do my best to leave judgment out of here. And pretty good job of it so far. We leave that out. There is no judgment with that. It's just, ask yourself, why did you not do it? Why did you not set intentions if you didn't? If you did, the follow-up question is, why did you set that intention for yourself? The answers to that one scare you sometimes, because sometimes you realize by asking that question that intention was set because that was something that you believed you were supposed to do. You believed you should do it. One of my dear friends, Pam Thomas, has this phrase that she says, quit shoulding all over yourself. Because when you do things because you should do it, you're usually doing that for reasons other than it serves you. When you do things because you should do them, oftentimes you'll find that you're doing things because it actually serves someone else and is a hindrance to you. You have to figure out what it is. But when you set your intentions, what reasons do you have for setting that intention? Hopefully, it's because it serves your highest good and the highest good of others. If it serves your highest good, it's going to serve the highest good of others. Is this intention something that you really want to attract into your life? Again, we get into that, well, everybody says this car is so great, so I got to attract it into my life. And so I attract a Maserati into my life, and I really wanted a truck. If I do something because everybody else is doing it, is it really serving me? Is it serving the world? If it's not serving me, how is it going to serve the world? Is this intention something that you think you need in your life? And be very careful with need, because oftentimes need is our subconscious way of telling us that we need to do it because other people are doing it. Or we need to do it because people have told us all along that we've got to have this amount of money before we're okay, or whatever the case may be. When we do things because we feel a need for it, it's often misleading us. We're often going to what society has told us we need in our life to be okay. So just be careful with that one. If you find that there's a need in there, where did the need come from? Identify that. It'll help you determine whether it truly is something that you need or something somebody convinced you needed. If it's anything other than something that really, if your intention is anything other than something you really want in your life, something that you really believe will serve your highest good, if you cannot get it into that category, release it. No matter how many people tell you you need this in your life, let it go. Because what's going to happen is if you are working your tail off to get that car or that money or whatever it is that you believe you need, if it's not resonating with you, if it's not serving your highest good, all it's doing is spending your energy going for something that is not of highest good for you. It's preventing you and taking energy away from something that serves your highest good. When we battle, when we work and spend our energy to go after those things that aren't resonating with us, it truly does tire us out. It's difficult. It's hard. We beat ourselves up because we don't have the energy and the desire and the love and the excitement about the journey, so we don't give it all we've got. And we beat ourselves up because we're not giving it all we got. And we beat ourselves up because we're not making the progress we want. And then we worry about what's going to happen. And folks, worry is just a waste of imagination. Because when we're worried, we're thinking of all the things that might come from this. And it's a waste of your imagination because you truly are just imagining different scenarios. When you're going for something that serves your highest good, you're not worried because you are just being in the moment. You're living in that moment. You still got this grand vision out here, but you're right here, right now, and you don't have time to worry because you're enjoying what's going on in this step of the process. So how do we get there? How do we get to that point? After asking all these questions, we should be able to identify, and here's that should word again. See how easy that pops in? We're at the point where we can identify what serves our highest good, what doesn't. We can get to the point where we can release those intentions and goals and resolutions that somebody else kind of implanted into our brain as something we need to do. We can release that and we can just have our focus and our vision set on those things that serve us. So when you get there, when you have that intention, this path, that intention is something that I really do want. That is something that serves my highest good. And because it serves my highest good, it's going to serve others. Ask yourself, how does this serve my highest good? Be clear on it. Because when you're clear that intention, one of the top things that people set intentions, goals, resolutions for is around weight. So we'll use that as an example today. The intention is to lose 30 pounds this year. How does that serve my highest good? That should be really easy to answer or begin answering. You're going to have a lot of real easy answers that pop up really quick, and then those answers, if you keep asking the question, get deeper and deeper and deeper. The simple ones are the highest good of that intention are that I become healthier, that I'm lighter, I look better. It's all these physical things. And while we always want to go beyond physical, the metaphysical, which we teach most of the time, while we want to go there, embrace those physical things because those are going to be the ones that you can truly look in the mirror and see. So embrace those, but also take it deeper. Yes, I'm thinner. My health is better, so I'm breathing better. So I've got greater endurance. I've got more strength. I'm more active. I'm more energy. It may be something totally different for you. Take those things, feel them. That's how it serves your highest good. The next question, and one other thing. When you ask, how does it serve my highest good? Know this. I don't know is an unacceptable answer. It's real easy to ask yourself a question, say, I don't know, I'll get to it later, bye. I don't know is an unacceptable answer. Because within you is every answer that you'll ever need, and all it takes is a little patience. Ask the question again, if you need to, and again, if you need to. The fact is that intention and how it serves your highest good is more important than anything else that you've got going. If that intention was important enough to set as an intention, there's something within you that's driving you to set it. And that something is not your ego. That something is God. God telling you that by setting this intention and going for it, not reaching it, the journey towards that brings out the best part of you, brings out the truth of you, helps you see something within yourself that you may not have seen before. It's a vital part of the journey, vital part of the experience. So if I don't know pops up, or just think of it this, I ignored that statement for a long time until one of my teachers taught me this. And when he taught me this, I about threw up. I don't know means I can't know or I won't know. I can't and I won't are choices. Every time I say I don't know, I am making a choice not to know. I can't and I don't. And I won't, rather. They're choices. So anytime you catch yourself saying, I don't know, rephrase it into one of those other ones. I won't know. See how that feels. That's like, oh my God, I'll never know that. Or I can't know means I don't have the ability, or I'm not intelligent enough to know that. So I don't know is not an acceptable answer. So anyway, ask yourself those questions. Remember that that's not an acceptable answer. And then ask it again. Get very clear on how that intention will serve you. And then after you ask that question, vision about it. Let your answers come into your vision. Just bring to mind that intention and really experience it. You know, in the prayer we talk about hearing and feeling and seeing and fully experiencing that. The vision is that. And you can actually bring these visions into the prayer if you've got a little extra time. Because I'll tell you that the vision, if you actually do it, will take a little time, and it's going to be very, very cool and very, very enjoyable. You will love the experience. But you can bring it into the prayer, but it's an expansion of that. You are actually closing your eyes and bringing into your being the sensations involved in experiencing that intention. So bring it in, and as you have that in, I want you to vision how your intention serves the world. And yes, even your personal weight loss intentions, if that's what you set, serves the world because your energy changes. Your presence changes. And in that, you can be serving the people around you. Every intention you'll ever set, if it serves your highest good, it will serve the highest good of this world. So as you're doing this, as you're experiencing this, you bring it all home by creating an affirmation about your intention. So if you're in the weight loss example, the affirmation around that, as I'm seeing this experience, as I'm hearing it, as I'm feeling it, I'm feeling my body actually transition, and the affirmation maybe become, I am 30 pounds lighter now, because it's all right now. It's in present moment. It's not I'm going to be, I will be. You're in that vision, and if you're fully experiencing it, you're already feeling it as if it is right now. So the affirmation is, I am 30 pounds lighter now. I am lighter physically and emotionally. I am healthier and freer to be more active than ever before. I accomplish my journey with fun and ease. All this and more are my truth. So you create that affirmation around your intention. Now, the good news here is that intention is very, 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 it's powerful. The bad news is if you have 30 intentions, you have 30 affirmations. Okay? Create one for every intention that you have. And hopefully you have more than one intention. We talked about living big, live big, go all out. Anyway, you have your affirmation for each intention, and at the end of that affirmation, you're going to put all this and more, or all this or something better. Because even our intentions are somewhat limited. You know, when we see our intentions, when we vision it, it's somewhat limited because we have this human shell that we have perceived everything in life through. And so our humanness is going to sneak into our visioning process. We don't want to leave any options for human limitation. So all this and more is inviting God to step in. This is inviting God to take our highest vision and bless it with more. To take it to the divine level, to what God's intention is. All this or something better. It's not that we're being greedy. It is that we want God to put His hand on this intention, to elevate it and expand it beyond what we can imagine. That's part of intentioning bigger. That's part of allowing God to guide us. So connect fully with your intention, and do that through the empowering prayer. Do that through the visioning process. Say those prayers. Condense what we did last week. Expand what we did. However it resonates with you. Speak your prayers as if it is already done. Allowing God to take it even further. However you do that, do it. Envision about it. Bring these in and play with them, because we've talked about it many times. When we vision it, when it comes in through our imagination, our brain cannot tell the difference between our imagination and what really happens. MRI, science now is proving that our brains react the same exact way, whether we're physically doing it or visioning it. So give yourself that experience, because what you feel during that visualization is real. And it just gives you a preview of what you're about to get more of. So do that. Connect with your intentions. Just allow them to resonate within you. Do it for every intention that you have. And then, of course, do whatever else you can do to get there. Meditate. The prayer. Do vision boards. Do whatever it is that you need to do to physically get into that feeling space that you would once you realize your intention made manifest. It's possible. It's doable. And it's up to you. I can't do it for you. Wish I could. Can't. Let's close with prayer today. Father God, we open awareness to the universal presence that is you. we know and embrace the truth of God as the creator of all. We acknowledge and celebrate the God presence within our very being. In this oneness, we awaken to the blessings within that allow us to be capable, deserving, and worthy to receive each of our intentions, even though they may seem bigger than our abilities. In this awakening, we realize the traits, gifts, and talents within ourselves, and we know that as we use them, we express more fully as our spiritual truths. We express more fully as one with God. We no longer pray for our answers and intentions to come to us. We now pray an empowering prayer. Our prayer is an awareness that the answers, the guidance, is already within us. Our prayer is the individual truth. Our prayer is a spiritual experience. Our prayer is acknowledgement of the light of God that illuminates within us and that shows us and guides us in every way that we need. Knowing our prayers and intentions already exist, we are grateful. We release this prayer over to you, God. We let go of our human need to control, and we embrace the divine guidance that is with each one of us always. For all this and more, we are truly grateful. Thank you, Father, Mother God. Amen.